Mr. Augustus is no respecter of proper court procedure. But today, public opinion cries out that this should be put an end to. For we have seen him hoodwink our courts. We have seen him take hardened criminals into his own home. We have seen him release these criminals into our streets. I say, Your Honor, that Mr. Augustus is much more dangerous to our society than any of the criminals he claims to befriend. For they commit but one crime, where he attacks day after day our whole system of law and the basic fundamentals of public order.
The court is now ready to hear the defense, acting as his own counsel. Are you ready, Mr. Augustus?
I am, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Your Honor, these records show 452 men, women, and children who have been saved from the House of Correction and happily returned to their homes. These are the criminals the county attorney has accused me of turning loose upon our streets. 452 law-abiding, productive citizens. Your Honor, probation has made this possible. The brick thrown through my window was not aimed at me, but at probation. The attacks in the daily print were not aimed at my character, but at probation. And the personal affronts against my wife were not aimed at her, but at probation. Why have these attacks been made? Who has probation injured? Not the ones who have received the helping hand. Not the ones who have extended it. Is it the taxpayer? My records show that probation has saved this county thousands of dollars. Who then has been injured? Could it be perhaps the constable who has paid a lockup fee for every prisoner he delivers to the House of Correction? Probation has deprived him of 452 fees. Is it the county attorney? Probation has thwarted his political ambitions. Your Honor, I have not attacked our system of laws or the fundamentals of public order. What I have attacked is the practice of incarcerating unfortunate citizens whose only errors have been poor training or bad judgment. This country was founded on the dignity of man, on the self-evident truth that all men are made in God's image. Probation is that truth applied in our courts. Protection for the unfortunate. It's America's guarantee that here there is justice and mercy for all.
Your Honor, I'd like to remind the court that probation is not on trial. Nothing the defendant has said has refuted the charge of which she stands accused.
The court takes notice of Mr. Parker's remarks and is ready to rule. John Augustus, you're charged with inciting to riot. On this charge and on this charge alone must you be judged. Having heard the evidence, the court finds you guilty and sentences you to a year in the House of Correction.
Your Honor.
Well?
I am the prisoner's wife. Your Honor, I too have been on trial. Not in this court, but before my own conscience. I have been an extremely selfish woman. I love my husband more than anything else in life. But I must share him with others. I realize that now. Because I am married to a great man, and his work must continue.
Mrs. Augustus, the prisoner has been found guilty and has been sentenced.
Yes, Your Honor. But now, I beg you to find it in your heart to do for my husband what he has done for so many others. Place him on probation. To me.
I protest, Your Honor. This request is out of order.
On the contrary, sir. After what I've seen and heard, I shall always be ready to consider a request for probation. And Mrs. Augustus, I shall fix a bail of $30. Will you accept that?
Gladly, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the personal effects of Mr. and Mrs. John Augustus will now go under the auction hammer. The first item to be bid upon is this beautiful stained glass wine decanter. Who'll start the bidding at $2?
It's not a wine decanter. It's a water jug. It's worth a great deal more than $2 to me. I bid 50.
Going once for 50. Going twice for 50. Sold to Mr. James Vale of the Vale Livery Stable. The next item is this beautiful cut glass candelabra, a personal heirloom of Mrs. Augustus. What have I bid, ladies and gentlemen?
$1.50. $2. $3.
Going once for $3. Going twice for $3.
I bid $30.
Sold to the lady with the 2 children for $30. May I ask your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Clementine Smith.
Mrs. Clementine Smith. The next item is this beautiful, genuine rosewood check. What am I bid, ladies and gentlemen?
I'll bid $100. And the name is Dr. Robert Kurtz.
Sold to Dr. Kurtz for $100. And I must say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've ever done a better job.
I don't think you ought to go down there now, alone. Hope there's enough here so I can get my records printed.
You must do that, so you can present it before legislature.
Probation has got to be made part of the law of the land.
It will be, darling.